We're reserved for now. Move in, get my small lasers working here. The multi-target. I don't know if I have the heat to do this, but we'll try. It looks like we'll be able to do it.
Engaging multiple targets.
Okay, good. We knocked out a good chunk of his firepower. So, you know, we're just doing pretty much a clinical beat down here. All right.
Waiting for orders.
Go ahead and do another multi-target. You're A, you're B, and that's B. Fire.
Multiple enemies locked in.
I mean, this has to eventually start really hurting. Come on. I'm surprised he's still taking that.
Critical hit, Commander.
Alright. There's nothing holding that guy up.
Orders.
Alright. Get in here and just finish this bastard off. Gotta jump that close. We might get punched.
Up high.
I prefer that didn't happen, but it does. Again, we're just gonna go center torso here.
Let her rip.
Bye-bye. Alright. Just a Vindicator left.
Tango down.
Okay, it is gonna come in and punch me. Punching a different mech than I thought it would. I was a little nervous there because we do have one spot of armor stripped, and that actually may have taken a part out if he'd hit that spot. Alright.
Receiving you.
Legend would have to move to get a shot, which is fine.
10-4.
Not a good shot. I'll go ahead and use a precision strike. Why not? Go after the left torso. Surprised you're still standing, but we'll get a melee attack to finish you. Alright, I'm inbound for a landing, Commander. No, I want to see the lasers hit. There we go. I thought it was going to end the mission. Okay, well there you have it.
One less target.
We definitely took decent damage there. You win, Commander Gunner. Ironwood Productions is officially crying uncle. The Hollow Distribution Facility is yours for as long as you need it. If you want to call out the Steel Beast, we can help you do that. In fact, we'd be happy to. I mean, couldn't we have just agreed on this beforehand? I'll bet you will. Someone in your fight promotions department is probably doing a happy little dance right now. We know a money-making opportunity when we hear it. When you're ready, come on in. We've got a dozen holo cameras ready to roll. Excellent. The victory brings us a step closer to justice for my murdered nephew. I suggest that you prepare yourselves. You'll be receiving the Steel Beast challenge soon enough.
Mission
All right.
successful.
We have some repairs to do, but thankfully they'll give us the time to do so. I'm going to try and take this myself. Granted, that being said, I don't know how wise that is. We'll see. All right, so we get our 20% bonus. As I said, 3 of our mechs are going to need repairs. Nothing serious, though. All right, as far as mech parts go, we unfortunately don't have a lot of parts here. Let me make sure there's not any cool weapon systems, though. Plus 5 damage on a medium laser. I feel like I can't walk away from that. Let's grab, I think, the quick draw, because we're close to a quick draw, and that would be another heavy mech for us, and we are kind of looking for them. Now, is that the best heavy mech we could get? Probably not, but hey, what it is, what it is. Okay. I mean, honestly, Thunderbolt would be a good upgrade for us, but I guess the question is, what would we do with this quick draw part? And if I were to think about it, it doesn't really fit many of the roles we're looking for, so honestly, I'm torn on this one, because that's the one we're closest to, but it doesn't necessarily make sense, because really it would only be an upgrade to my mech, and really I don't know if the quick draw is much better than the Shadowhawk. It's 5 tons heavier, but is it does that 5 tons make a big difference? Probably not. So As much as it probably doesn't make sense, I think we either go the Jagermech or the Thunderbolt. Jagermech is probably the better call if we're looking for a support mech. This will do very well in that role. The Thunderbolt would be another frontline mech, which we already have the Dragon, and we already have, that's the only heavy mech we have right now. So I think we go Jagermech here, just because we haven't filled that role yet. We're not getting lucky in that even when we're facing a lot of Thunderbolts, we're facing different variants of the Thunderbolt. So I think we're like 2 away, one of the Thunderbolt variants, but that was a Thunderbolt variant we have yet to see. As a matter of fact, I think it was the default Thunderbolt. So we have yet to see that. That's the first time we've seen a default Thunderbolt. So taking one part there, it gets us only a fifth of the way to where we need to be. Now, I did not check the store. Maybe I should have, because that would have given me an indicator of what there were mech parts for. We might even be able to buy a heavy mech. We're doing an incoming message, Commander. It's Tubbs. It looks like he's already here. That's a surprise. Isn't he supposed to be on Solaris 7? That was the word on the street, yeah, but hey, here he is. He must have come out to do some work with the Ironwood Productions. Oh, or hell, I don't know. Maybe he's just here to sample Herodotus's pleasure industry. This place does have a reputation. Well, whatever the reason, he's here. I'll bet that he's mighty pissed off. Buckle in, Commander. I'm putting him up on the view screen now. Oh, we get to talk to him. All right. Do I put on a voice for him? All right. Hey, Commander! Shit for brains! I saw your little hollow broadcast. You think you can handle the crushing power of the Steel Beast? Well, I'm here to call you out and challenge your best to a duel to the death. You gotta be kidding me, Tubbs. Is this really how you talk? I guess it's good we put a voice on. You're goddamn right it is. The Steel Beast is as real as it gets. He practices 100% sincerity, and he's gonna cut through your bullshit with a snap of his claws. You're about to face the unbridled armored fury of Solaris 7's most notorious welterweight champion. Welterweight, huh? Interesting. With all the yelling and screaming, I expected you to pilot something bigger. Stay out of it, lady. This is between me and your company's champion. My crab against your best medium mech. Now, are you going to accept my challenge, or are you a bunch of sniveling cowards with jelly where your spines should be? You've got your fight, and when the dust settles, there won't be enough left of you to fill a 5-gallon jug. You think you can frighten the Steel Beast? You don't scare me. It is I who scare you. I'll see you on the goddamned field. Yeah, he does have a similar, style going. You versus our best, one-on-one, we'll be there. With a dramatic snarl, the Steel Beast disappears from your view screen. So, boss, we're gonna drop the whole lance right down on that asshole's head, right? Please tell me that's what we're about to do. All right, so you send a single 50-ton mech. Oh, only 50 tons. That kind of changes things. We could use a Phoenix Hawk. I'd have to modify it to make it really good. I don't have a Hunchback, unfortunately. But we do have a Phoenix Hawk. That would be under the 50 tons. I'd have to strip out some of the parts from the Shadowhawk probably, but we have to do repairs to Shadowhawk anyway. This is going to be kind of a one-off preparation, but so no Yang, we made a deal, fair fight, one-on-one. That's what we're going to do. Now we know he's going to cheat. I've done this before. We know he's going to cheat. Or we just put a whole lance on him, right? But I want the challenge here. One mech versus one mech. We're going to do it. Sorry, Commander, but isn't that a little bit reckless? I mean, Raph Stieglitz Bradford wants this guy dead because he cheated in an exhibition match. You don't really expect him to hold up his end of the bargain, do you? He will, because this fight is going to be recorded. He's still not going to care. The Steel Beast is a heel and a villain, and he seems to be comfortable in that role. But he can't afford to look like a coward. That kind of thing can kill a gladiator's career. Fair enough. This should be interesting, however it turns out. Alright. So we've got some work to do. First off, let's make sure that I have all the experience spent that I have possibly available. Because I'm going to use my own pilot. We just have to make a judgment call on what is best to take. Melee will probably come into play, but I honestly think better accuracy here is probably more in order. Because me engaging melee, we know we're going to be outnumbered. That's actually not wise. We want to, you know, stick and move, make us, like, you know, hard to really engage.
Training confirmed, Commander.
All right. So as far as the mech loadout goes, I'm going to have to do quite a bit of things, and I'm going to take a real quick break, and we'll be right back with it. So just give me a minute, and we'll be back. All right, we're back. Let me just pull the game up here real quick. All right. So let's first take a look at the store. Just make sure we're not seeing anything that would help us immediately. In particular, I'm looking for small lasers that do more damage, or honestly, really anything that would help. Looks like that's going to be a no. Okay, well, let's check the black market before we make a determination on that. ER small laser. It has extra damage output. It's almost 1 million in cost. How much does it weigh? It's only half a ton. How much heat does it generate? 10. That's a fair amount of heat, but it might be okay. It's also got a lot of range. Man, that's actually really good. Okay, well, let's look at what else we got. Plus 10 damage, plus 3 accuracy. Plus 2 damage. I mean, again, we have very tempting stuff here in some of this equipment. This is very tempting. I mean, it's a lot of money, which just puts us more in the doghouse. That doesn't necessarily help. Oh, plus 10 damage. Snub-nosed PPC. That's also extremely tempting. Oh, did they nerf the damage of the snub-nosed PPC? I feel like it used to do more damage. Let me think about that. No, I think it does about as much as it used to, but plus 10 on that? That's actually a dramatic increase of damage. Because you're talking, normally it would do 75 damage. This thing is doing 125. That's like a huge percentage increase. I feel like we can't not buy that. But it's very expensive. And if we also want to buy the ER small laser, which I kind of want to buy for the Firestarter eventually, but we're probably going to put it in the Phoenix Hawk. Now, whether the Phoenix Hawk can handle the heat of this thing, I don't know. Well, we can wait on the snub-nosed PPC. We don't have to buy that right now, but this is going to be good pretty much across the board. It's going to be good for this combat we're about to do, and it's going to be good for the future as well. So I think we picked this up, even though it is very expensive. All right, let's go ahead and buy it. And we're right back into the doghouse. All right, let's do the changes we know need to happen. I'm going to try and make this Phoenix Hawk as good as I can. Which means we're going to have to cannibalize some systems from our Shadowhawk here. So let's go ahead and refit this. I'm not even going to put something in place of these systems I'm about to strip out. Because that's just going to cost me more time in the future. At least I think that's what's going to happen. We're just going to remove these things. Thankfully, in this game, removing things is immediate. And you don't have to wait for it like you do in MechWarrior 5. But in that game, repairs are simultaneous, so there's that as a factor as well. But we will eventually put those medium lasers back in here, which will take us time, but we've got that time, I think. Okay, that shall do. Yeah, I know it's underweight, but I don't see a reason to put something else in there. All right, now for the Phoenix Hawk refit. We might have some things to install in here to make it even better too, that I've just been kind of sitting on. For example, I think we want hit defense, make us harder to hit. Oh, I didn't mean to have him spinning in the background. Okay, so that does help. I don't have any double heat sinks or anything, do I? I don't think I do. And if I do, I've probably already used them. Okay, so let's get our weapons. The first things first, go ahead and strip out the small laser for the new one we just acquired. And let's strip out all the big lasers. Or these plus 10 ones. Come on, you can do it. Come on, you can do it. There we go. So heat efficiency is going to be a problem. Our firepower is going up to 165. Keep in mind that we get a 20% damage increase whenever we jump. Now, we're not going to be able to do that a lot because of our heat efficiency, but we could probably manage our weapons okay. This does 40 damage by itself. That's insane. That's actually more damage than the medium lasers. If I could get a bunch of these things, that Firestarter would be like a ridiculous mech. Because 40 damage times, what, 6? That would be 240 damage on a 35-ton mech. That's ridiculous. Now, the likelihood I get plus 10 damage on all of them would be maybe not realistic, but yeah, this is almost like crazy good. Yeah, we could even, yeah, it's fine. We'll confirm. This is only going to take 3 days to do. I've got other repairs to do, but I'll just wait because it makes sense to just wait, do the Phoenix Hawk, and then we'll go from there. But I have faith that we're going to get this sucker tied up. Now, also, small lasers are drunk. Yeah, I don't know. Do I have any of these yet? I may have seen one. I'm not sure if I purchased one. I have to look at my... I have a coil weapon, but I haven't used it because it generates an absolute ton of heat. It's also kind of heavy, 2 tons. Yeah, no small pulse lasers. I think I have a medium pulse laser, but I haven't found a mech to put it on yet. I had like a brief moment where I had it in a mech, but it kind of... It's not good enough for how much heat it generates. I've got a lot of medium lasers that do 35 damage, and they do it at 12 heat versus the 40 at 20. And this is also 2 tons, so I can fit two medium lasers at the same weight, and they only generate 4 more heat for dramatic increase in damage. So I just haven't found the use case for it. Maybe on a heavier mech that has limited slots for weapons, that is, it would make more sense. For right now, I don't really have a strong... Alright, let's go ahead and just go through time. Alright, Phoenix Hawk is ready. And we'll go to the contract. Alright, here we go. I have done this before, and I know I can do it. It's just going to require a lot of patience and careful planning. But we have the proper mech to do it, and we have the proper pilot to do it. And I'm going to guess here, but I'm pretty sure my pilot was not as experienced as the one that I'm running now when I did this mission the first time. So we can only run 1 mech, and there is a weight limit. Now, if that weight limit ends up being heavier than 50 tons, I'm going to be somewhat mad at myself. But they said 50 tons, so I'm going to believe them. All right, we are going to keep the salvage and whatever as is. All right, it was 50 tons. Okay, so let me go ahead and grab the Phoenix Hawk as soon as I find it. There it is. And we're going to grab my pilot. All right, so we have the gyro to give us a little bit of defense. We have the cockpit mod in case we do take a head hit. It will absorb 1 of those. And then we do a decent amount of damage. And on top of that, we will do 20% more damage if we're able to jump beforehand. So that could be quite a bit of damage. Might even rival the damage of the Shadowhawk that we had before. Granted, that thing does a lot of damage. All right, let's go ahead and deploy. Also, ER small lasers and a Vulcan, that'd be crazy. Because what I have a range 150, that'd be 300 meters from a small laser. That's getting there to a medium laser. Medium lasers are how far out? I want to say 360, but I could be wrong. All right, here we go. This is it, Commander. Your one-on-one contest with the Steel Beast. Give him the justice he so richly deserves. I'm gonna have to use that voice again, aren't I?
Command interface initiated.
All right, so he probably not cheated immediately. You're here, good. I've been looking forward to breaking your neck. Shut up and fight, you murderous swine. Commander Gunner, will make you suffer, as you made my nephew Arjun suffer. Suffering? I'll show you suffering. Get ready for a taste of the big steel claw. Big steel claw. What is wrong with him? It's his catchphrase. He screams it before every bout. Now get out there and make us some money, huh? We've got cameras rolling on this. Hopefully I didn't blow out your eardrums. I do have setups that shouldn't have destroyed your ear, but if it did, I apologize. Alright, well there's turn one. He's probably just going to sit there. We do need to use terrain to our advantage. Unfortunately, this is a pretty open field. We kind of want to bring him back here if we can. I guess we will progressively do so. Alright, well what we want here is we want to get him within sensor range, but we don't want to get much further than that, so...
I'm picking up a new sensor trace. Looks like enemy reinforcements.
Oh no, he cheated! We might go and get that vehicle early. Right now, we'll just reserve, because he doesn't have vision of me. If he does acquire vision of me... Oh, well, it moved away. Alright. Yeah, thankfully the hill kind of is playing in our favor. Let's just keep reserving. Okay, he doesn't really have much else going for him. We also want to try and build up morale over time. So in this case, I'm going to just ignore him for right now, because every turn we don't go, we get morale. So I'm just going to jump straight down. Go over here. We're going to try and look for these vehicles and kill them before we deal with him. Hopefully I'm facing the right direction.
Enemy detected.
Alright, we got a 35-ton mech down here. I'm just going to go ahead and brace up. There's not really a whole lot else we can do. It's got an initiative bonus. Alright, keep reserving. If he gets vision to me, that, you know, that is what it is, but... This mech will give us some problems because of its initiative. If it's got LRMs, that's a problem, but 35-ton mech, what would that be? Firestarter? Jenner? Panther? None of those have LRMs. So... Alright, I think now's our time to make a move. I would have gone after the vehicle, but the problem is this mech is going to be able to beat me to initiative, and if it's a Firestarter, I do not want to jump in its face. So... yeah. Urban mechs are 30 tons, I think. I could be wrong on that, but I'm fairly certain they're 30 tons. If it's an urban mech, it's going to be really slow and not going to really be able to catch up to me anyway, so that's perfectly fine. We're just going to do the job with the medium lasers for now. Yeah, I think that's going to be the call. So I'm going to go ahead and jump in. We're going to use Vigilance. That way we beat him to initiative. Now he's got a good damage reduction here, but we'll be able to pick away at him. What is his loadout? 2 flamers, 2 medium lasers, and an AC-5. It's kind of an interesting loadout, but I don't think he'll get much chance to use it. All right.
Engaging target.
Oh, we'll get maybe an idea of what this thing is. So it just walked backwards. I thought it would jump up, but okay. Then we are just going to hit him again and then retreat. Now there's a possibility he sensor locks me, and depending on what this vehicle that's moving around is, I mean, it was a medium vehicle. I think it was under 35 tons. So if that's the case, again, I don't think it's going to have any LRMs. So as long as they don't have LRMs, there's really not a whole lot they can do to stop me doing from what I'm going to do. So we'll just go ahead and hit him again and then retreat.
Engaging target.
Yeah, we already are exposing structures, so that's good. We do want to keep in mind our heat scale, but I'm going to go ahead and like just full on retreat here, and I'll probably take a turn to cool off. And also separate him from his allies. Yeah, the Commando's 25 tons. I think it's the only mech that is 25 tons. You know what? We don't have to move that far back. Let's save ourselves some heat. Oh, somebody asked. The further you move, the further your heat goes up. Just look at my heat bar over on the left, and you'll see the further I jump, the further the bar increases. So just to highlight that, because somebody did ask. Yeah, I'm not going to jump as far because I want to save myself a little bit of heat here. I don't think he'll be able to catch me. It's possible he sensor locks me, but I don't think his allies are going to be able to because they're outside sensor range. Just going to slam the spacebar here until they actually go. Alright. He has a potential of getting line of sight on me. Oh, there we go. 20-ton mech. Now, that could be a Locust with LRMs. But I do have to be a little bit careful. Now, it did move very far forward. But it could be a flea, you know, it could be a number of things. I think this time we just take an opportunity to back off. They're not likely going to be able to catch me. Now, that Locust may eventually catch me, but if we use these rocks over here to my advantage, they might not be able to do a whole lot with that, and I might be able to just take out whatever it is, whether it be a flea or what have you. The Raven's 35 tons. I don't think it's going to be a Raven, though. I mean, it might be, but I just don't think it would be. So next turn, I'm probably going to walk in behind the rock. There should be a clear path here, but I need to cool off a little bit. So I'm just building up heat. I'd like to take out whatever this 20-ton mech is before... Yeah, you know what? Let's let them keep coming. I think I'm going to walk forward, try and take out whatever this 20-ton mech is, and I'll use Vigilance to give myself an initiative advantage, and then we might be able to do stuff with that. Slam the spacebar a bunch. Okay. There we go. That's exactly where I want to be, right here. Let's go see what this stuff is. Okay, it is a Locust 1M. So this is the one with LRMs. We're going to go ahead and use Vigilance so we get our initiative. And then we're going to use the Precision Strike to try and knock out the Locust. If we get the center torso hits, it will die immediately. So, I mean, it does have damage reduction. So this might not do a lot of damage, but...
Engaging target.
we will get another chance to hit it here. So that guy's gonna get to go. Now we get to go. Probably another precision strike here, and then we'll just jump away. If we have the heat to do so. If we don't have the heat to do so, we might take some damage, but I'll try and make the distance long for the steel claws so he doesn't really get a chance to do what he wants to do. But my goal here is just to kill the Locust if I can. I'll go for another center torso strike here. There we go, got him. Alright, so that's one enemy down. Now, if I don't get the jump distance that I want, we might just walk away. I should have more speed than the crab. We just have to make sure we're not facing rearward. Yeah, we can't really get away with that. I might still jump, but just not jump as far. Because very unlikely he'll catch up to me. And if he does, he'll probably be the only one that will be able to. And then we'll take our time to cool off. He's always the last one to go, too, so that does advantage us to little degrees. Okay, we're just going to sneak in behind the rocks, so there's no way he can establish line of sight, no matter how close he is. And if he's unwise, he'll give me rear shots, and I'll be able to take advantage of that. Okay. The vehicle is finally catching up to me, so it might not be too easy to get those shots off. But then again, what I could do is I could jump out, hit the vehicle, and then, you know, do something from there. But we're just going to go ahead and reserve. Yeah, so if he goes around this way... Oh, he did manage to get line of sight, but he probably sprinted to do so. We're just going to walk on over. And try and take this guy out. I will, again, give myself vigilance to try and keep my initiative relatively high. Okay, we got another 30-ton vehicle. This guy is not likely going to live through this. Yeah, he's dead.
Enemy unit destroyed.
Now, unfortunately, I can't really wait for this guy. Well, I can. I can wait for him. I just have to worry about... He's going to shoot at me. Now, granted, how much is he really going to shoot at me? Is it even going to hurt? Probably not. Yeah, it's probably going to be another one of those guys, especially at the rate it's moving. That really tips us off. All right, let's go ahead and reserve down. It will probably move forward. If it sees me, it is what it is. If it doesn't see me, all the better. Because then we can just keep reserving. Because the crab is in no way, unless again it sprints, it's not going to be able to get vision of me. And depending on which way it goes, we can just ring around the rosy with him. So... This is the edge of the map. So, I just want to move up enough so I can see him. Again, give ourselves vigilance. Okay, another dead vehicle.
Enemy unit destroyed.
Alright, so we still have that one thing that has initiative 5. Whatever that 35-ton guy is. Now, in this case, he's very likely going to be able to get in and get really close to me if I allow it. So... let's go ahead and just walk over this way. And we'll use brace this time. Because I may not need the initiative. Then again, depending on how far he moves, I may. We have the morale. It's not really that big of a deal. Alright, so now we have no heat. If he moves really unwisely, we can get in behind him. Alright, so he's going to get a shot at me. Well, what that means is I can attack him next turn. And then retreat. Alright. We do have to be mindful of this. If it is a panther and I put myself out in the open and then the crab sees me, it will be able to take a pot shot at me before I can really do anything. Might as well use our precision strike, though. We'll go after the arm because, I mean, there has to be something here. A couple medium lasers, which is all of the medium lasers he has. So let's try and strip that out.
Engaging target.
I don't think we hit it, unfortunately. All right. Do I jump away? Let's keep it tight with this rock. I have a feeling he might not be able to get around to seeing me. Although I think I forgot to give myself vigilance, so this may be a mistake. It will work out because this guy will take that initiative. All right. This might be one of those situations where I just run away. I don't really have a strong move here, though. I could get a rear attack on him, but he hasn't been hit yet in the rear. And if I'm not careful, he'll get in close to me and use his flamers on me. I know I can do a lot of damage if I jump. I just don't know if this is the right time for it. You know what? What's the worst that can happen, right? We're gonna go in and try and do full damage against him. I have to get relatively close to do that, though.
Engaging jump jets.
I'm gonna use vigilance. Now, I did give him an opportunity to do a melee attack on me. All right, what's his armor in the rear section? 65 plus 80. Now, we're just gonna go full on center torso and try and kill him. Because I've got a lot of damage here. What do we got? 48 plus 42, that'd be 90, plus another 82. So we're looking 172 for? I don't know. Don't do math on stream, but there's a lot of damage here. Got him. Dead.
Enemy mech destroyed.
So now we just have the Panther to deal with, which has pretty much no armor, and we have a lot of evasion, and he's very close. Oh, okay. He doesn't have a PVC. Just jump in behind him and then kill him. We might be running really hot for this move, but looks like we can do it. Goodbye. And that's all she wrote.
Enemy mech destroyed.
We kind of got lucky with that attack on the crab, but hey, it turned out, and it was spectacular. Ratch 1 Steel Beast, the miserable fool cheated, and we still took him down. I salute you for it. Arjun's death has been avenged. May it bring his poor parents some measure of comfort. That was definitely easier than the other time I did it, by a good margin, but I didn't have a Phoenix Hawk last time I did this particular mission, and the Phoenix Hawk is really good.
Mission successful.
Granted, I think the Shadowhawk we have now is better, but that's only because it can have more weapons. This is probably about as good as we can get this thing to be, though. Anything else and you start really running into heat problems, and really, honestly, we were running into heat problems. I just had plenty of time to, like, cool off and stuff. But I think that went pretty textbook. We didn't get shot at barely at all. There's just one time. There we have it. Okay, well, let's go ahead and see what we get. So we have an AC5 with plus 5 damage, a couple medium lasers with extra crit damage. Yeah, nothing really super exciting here. I guess we take the AC5 because why not? Even though I know we have better weapon systems than that. I really don't want a Locust 1M, but we are getting close to getting a full mech. I don't know what I'd do with it. Probably just sell it. I guess I'll do that just for the sale. Just to sell it. Alright. So we got one of the medium lasers with crit. Okay. I guess I could have taken the arm mod, but I don't like arm mods. They tend to be weight, and oftentimes they're more weight than they're worth. That's plus 20 damage and melee, and if it was like 3 tons, that's too much. Even 1 ton would be kind of asking a bit much, because a small laser does 20 damage, you can use it in melee, and it's half a ton. Now you need to have the slot for it, but... Okay, and to wrap things up. An impressive performance, Commander Gunner. You played the Bastard's game and crushed him, both physically and metaphorically. My nephew's untimely death has been avenged. We were pleased to be of service, Grap Stieglitz Bradford. Bloodthirsty fools like Tubbs give all mech warriors a bad name. Not anymore, my friend. You and your company have solved that problem admirably. And now, if you'll excuse me, I have family matters to attend to on Tharkat. Arjun has a son whose affairs must be seen to. And now that honor has been satisfied, the duty falls on my shoulders. It's funny, this guy talks about honor. Until next time, Graf Stieglitz Bradford. It's almost like this guy has a split personality, because there's sometimes where he's a good guy and he's honorable, and then there's sometimes he's an utter bastard. But I guess that's, you know, typical of a... Maybe that's like perfect for a Steiner nobleman, though. Until then, be well, Commander Gunner. Okay. So what's next for us? I play around with the salvage my team just recovered. You know, Tubbs may have been an idiot, but his mech was a thing of beauty. And good news, everyone, it's ours now. We've got ourselves a big steel claw. Oh, that's what it is. I forgot about that. If that isn't worth celebrating, I don't know what is. Should we pop a few cans of... I don't even know how to pronounce this. We'll just say fizz. I... just happy to have one handy. I just happy to have one handy. That... feeling that does... Is that a good sentence? We'll just go and say yes. Okay, maybe later. For now, I need to get back on the horn with Ironwood Productions. As it turns out, my exclusive recording of the death of the Steel Beast is attracting a lot of attention. I'm working on a distribution deal right now. And then we can go to Solaris 7, right? Right? No? Okay. You're kidding me. No? There are a whole lot of fans on Solaris 7 who are really excited to watch the Steel Beast die. Now, I will point out, MechWarrior 4 Mercenaries has Solaris 7, and it is one of the best parts of that game. It's very well done, and it's one of the reasons why that's one of my all-time favorite games. But anyway, I digress. Ironwood is enthusiastic about partnering with us to promote the official Mouse's Mighty Mechs Fight Hollow. It'll probably be a big hit with the crowds. Our mech warriors got to watch the fight in real time, and they can't stop gushing about it. Seriously, I can't remember a time I've seen the Argo's crew this excited. Morale's up all across the ship. And we better give our people an outlet for all of that energy. I'll pull up some new contracts before I resume negotiations with Ironwood. Great job on this one, everyone. But let's get back to work. All right, we get at least we know we get a crab. And it is a special variant of the crab, the big steel claw. It's kind of a little bit beyond the point where we'd want a crab, to be totally honest with you. And I'm not sure if this is necessarily the best version of a crab, as it has a ballistic weapon slot. But I guess I would have to look at it. A uniquely hybridized brawler built from the husk of a CRB-20, which would be the standard version. Well, technically it's the downgraded version because the CRB-27 is the standard version. Bodkin's Steel Beast, Tubbs, had the Big Steel Claws chassis rebuilt to support the mounting of ballistic weaponry, presumably in the interest of creating a louder and more violent spectacle in the arena. Okay. So we've got an LRM-20 with +2 stability. Okay, that's not necessarily terrible. LRM-5 was +2 damage. Okay, I mean, maybe that would be useful, although I would prefer it to be swapped. The +2 damage be on the LRM-20, but in any case. We get an arm mod with +40 melee damage, and it's 2 tons. And again, with those 2 tons, you could have 2 medium lasers, which would do 50 damage. And that's with base medium lasers. But again, an arm mod with +5 damage. Now that costs 0 tons, so that actually might be worth installing. And another one of those. Okay, well, in any case, we get +35 with the House Steiner, so they probably really like my ass. And then we've got the Mercenary Review Board going up as well.
That mech you asked for.
Check it out, boss!
Fighting.
We have landed ourselves a Frankenmech. Looks like a crab, but on the inside. It's at least a quarter Irby. Oh, gee, great. That's where the new ballistic mounting hardware came from. I'm honestly amazed that this thing even works. But it does, and it's ours now. Usually Frankenmechs are not a good idea. They're supposed to be a thing of last resort, but for color. Okay. So we're all done with that. Let's go ahead and take a look at the crab. I'm not sure I'm going to use it. If I don't use it, I have to think about who I would want to get rid of. And the other question is, what role does it fit? I honestly don't know. Oh, it's already loaded out. Interesting. So you get +5 heat damage. Okay. You have an exchanger. That's a really good thing. The fact that we're getting that, that's actually, that's pretty nice. Then it has the arm mod, which is +20 damage with no tonnage spent. So that's a really good arm mod. Okay, well, I'll decide later on whether or not we keep this thing around. I mean, it's not a terrible mech, but it's probably beyond the point where we'd want a mech like that. I'll have to think about it, but it's a budget marauder. Yeah, I guess if you think about it that way, yeah, indeed it is. It just doesn't have the PPCs, but otherwise it's pretty close, right? If it had 2 PPCs, it'd be very close to the same. I mean, you remove the flamers and replace them. I know you wouldn't have to wait to do that, but in theory, yeah, it's pretty much. That's kind of funny. Oh, wow, look at that heat efficiency. Well, I guess it doesn't have that many energy weapons. Yeah. Ballistic weapons don't generate much heat, and flamers, at least in this game, don't generate heat, and just about every other source material they should, but... Alright, well... Let's do... I don't think we have any mods to do here. Yeah, I'm starting to get to the point where my brain's starting to melt on me. So I may be wrapping up fairly soon. I think this is just a repair. I don't think we have anything we need to do with it. Unless we wanted... yeah, I don't think we got any better things. And then... Yeah, so what I probably will want to do is just downgrade the Phoenix Hawk back to roughly where it was before. And just keep this as a backup mech. I'm going to do that now because that's something I might forget. So we're going to strip out the ER Smart Laser because that's very, very likely going to go on our Firestarter. And then all the medium lasers are going to get stripped as well because we want to put pretty much what was in here before. I might just keep this in here, although I don't know. We don't have too many of those things. We just have this one with +2 melee hit. I don't know if there's a mech that we have that would... We also have this guy, but it's a ton, so... Again, it's kind of a situation where I'm not sure I'd want to... This is really good, though. +20 melee damage with no extra weight. That's actually pretty amazing. So that I might want to install on something. In any case, let's go ahead and get our weapons installed back in. So... We use a standard small laser. And then... Other than that, it's just medium lasers. We're going to use the +5 ones, I think. So this thing is still pretty decent, in case we do need to use it as a backup mech. But this is not really a role we use very much. It's really just my pilot, and I don't really even have a backup pilot. So if my pilot got injured, there would be nobody to pilot this. So... Yeah, but I kind of feel like it'd be a bad idea to walk away from this mech because it is still amazing. And it may be the future Scout mech. I probably would replace this with the range, the vision range, but I don't think I have one of those. Okay. If I have a rangefinder, I'll install it, but I don't. Okay. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So we're going to lose damage, but that goes back into... I mean, it's still 130, which is pretty good, and again, you get that 20% extra damage, so it's not a bad. Okay, let's go ahead and confirm that. And then I guess we cancel the work on the Shadowhawk, because, I mean, we want to put the weapon systems back in it, right? Okay. So we want the plus 10 damage here. I forget what arms I had these in. Oh, okay, yeah. Can't put that over there. I need to put them over here. Because this mech is pretty good in melee damage, it already does, what, 85? I think we stick that plus 20 damage. That makes a lot of sense for this mech. That gets us up to 105, which that rivals a really heavier mechs. Why is it not listing the extra damage? Yeah, that's why we're running the Shadowhawk. But the Phoenix Hawk will probably be our scout of the future once we stop using the Firestarter. Now, I don't know if it will ever overcome how good the Firestarter is, but it's very similar in capabilities. Am I not reading this right? Because shouldn't the total damage have gone up? It's still reading 85. Well, I'm just going to not believe that number. And just put this thing. Oh, it's stability damage. I can't read. All right, we'll do the plus 5 damage then. That's still good. And hey, we can put one in each arm. So that'll get us up to 95. There we go. Oh, you can put multiple of these things in? Get that up to 100? Hey, there we go. What the heck? I mean, if we lose our arm, that's a lot of systems we're losing, but we do melee attack from time to time, so this is probably not a bad idea. Okay, I'll take it. Wait. Did I do something wrong? Oh, repair. There we go. I was wondering what the warning was about.
On it.
Okay.
I'll let you know when that's done.
And then the dragon, I think nothing there. We'll just repair it. Then the Firestarter, we want just a very slight refit, and that's going to be the extended range. Small laser, which is just a fantastic weapon. Now, again, it will make this mech run hotter. But I think that's okay. We can work with it. Now we're up to 140 damage. That's pretty good. Now I just need to find small lasers with extra damage output, and I've just been really unlucky there. Oh, we need to repair all these parts. Repair. Alright, good. Repair. There's probably a button to repair all. If there is, I'm sorry, I just forgot. Yeah, getting a little confused with MechWarrior 5 and how that one works. Okay, there's still a warning. No, alright, I guess there isn't. Okay. So I think that's all the work I want for right now. There might be something I'm missing with like what components I have and have recently got, but for right now I think that's not a bad start. Yeah, let me remind myself real quick. I don't use anything with a large laser right now, do I? Okay, so we'll just hold on to those large lasers for... Oh, ER large laser. That's probably not really worth changing around. Okay. Alright, I think that's going to be it for now. But, yeah, that went pretty well. What is this? What's the warning? I didn't do anything to this mech. Oh yeah, here it is. Repair all. Oh, it's missing a ton. Did I accidentally strip something out? I don't think I did. You could probably fit another medium laser on this thing, I guess. Pretty sure I didn't strip anything out. I might have accidentally done so, but I don't think so. But again, we'll look at this another time. I don't know if we're going to keep it or not. But there might be some stuff we could do with that mech that would be really good. Like, you could replace the AC-5, like, as far as components go, right? Now, this is if we use the crab. I don't know if we're going to. But if we did, let's just switch over to ballistic weapons. Okay, fine. We still have a UAC-5, right? That will be 2 tons. Well, it'll be 1 ton lighter. And that will be 90 damage, which is really good. If we want even more weight back, we could put this guy in, which has 35 damage apiece. So that's 70 damage total. And it only weighs 5 tons. So that'd be 3 tons back. And depending on how much ammo the crab had, I didn't pay attention. So if it only had 1 ton, and that's not a big deal. But from what we've seen, 2 tons of ammo for this thing lasts a really long time. So we could probably get away with just 1 ton. Yeah. I'll have to think about that, but I definitely think we could improve that crab if we wanted to. Another thing I could very easily do is I could strip out this exchanger, which would really help. It's a very good system, minus 10% weapon heat. If you have a lot of heat, this really does matter. This might be more important, in particular, in like really heavier mechs later on in the game that have just like a vast number of energy weapons. But it still could be good for us. Yeah, I just have to calculate out what the heat is and whether 10% was better off than just having more heat sinks. But that's a debate for another time. It definitely makes no sense in this mech because this mech has no problem with heat. So you would gain another 2 tons there, and then you have only 1 ton of ammo. Yeah, I could easily get 5 tons to play with in this thing. Now, I don't know how much more you know what, let's just look at it. I'm not going to do the build, but I'm just going to think about it, right? How much room for armor does it have? I'd say a decent amount, not a lot, but enough that you could definitely make it better, especially in the legs. But up armor it, remove the exchanger, remove this, probably replace it with an ultra autocannon 2. And then just 1 ton of ammo. You get 3 tons back there, 2 tons from that. Flamers, I'm not sure what I do with right now. And then probably another medium laser, and then just think about from there what you'd want to do. Yeah, so there's a lot you can do. Yeah, it is stability damage. Okay, well, that's for another time. And again, whether or not we even want to use it, that's another determination we want to have. And in theory, you could put both large lasers in this guy. I just don't like the idea of loading up 1 arm with that. But that'd be 100 plus 70, 170 at range. That's pretty damn good. And then you could put another 25 in the head. You're talking about 195. That's actually really good. Well, in any case, it's probably... I don't know if we'd want to use it, but it could be good if we wanted to. Okay, let's go ahead and wrap this sucker up.